Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In our last video, we have done with the React project setup in our local machine and I hope you also made the setup in your machines. Now, we will explore the structure of the created project and will have an understanding on purpose and use of each files and folders that has been created. To begin with, let's open the created project folder in Visual Studio Code or in any other editor that you like. These are the files inside our project. Let's start with the outer files. Git ignore file. Before seeing about this file, for those who are not aware of Git, let's see what is Git. Git is a distributed version control system, which means whenever multiple developers are working on the same project, then there will be a common repository where they can push their code changes and also pull the others changes. Also, all these changes can be tracked using this Git. This is just an overview, guys. If you want to know more about Git, please let us know in comments. We will try to make a separate video on this. Now comes to git ignore file. Here we will have all the list of files and folders that needs to be ignored while checking out our code to Git repository, like node modules folder, build files and so on, which need not to be maintained in our Git repo. Next is the package.json, which is one of the main file where we are having all the dependency packages and their respective versions mentioned here. When we give npm install, all these packages will be installed in our project. But in our case, it's already done by our create react app tool. Here you can see three main packages. This is the main React library with the version of 16.13. All the powerful features of React lies inside this package. Regarding this version number, first it denotes the major version number, next is the minor version, and at last is the patch version. If you didn't mention this cap symbol, then while installing this package, npm will install with exactly the same version that you have mentioned. But if you specify this cap symbol, then major version won't be changed. But for minor and patch version, it will check for the latest version and it will be installed with that version. For example, if 16.14.0 is the latest version, then it will be get installed. React DOM is a package which provides all the DOM specific methods to efficiently manage the DOM elements of the web page. React scripts will have all the dependent packages required for this project's build workflow like Webpack, Babel and so on. This package was installed by Create React App tool through which we have created this project. Next is the script section where you can find all the commands with their respective scripts to be executed. In the left side, you can find the commands and we can execute it by appending npm in front of these commands. For instance, npm start will start our React application in the development server. Similarly, we have other commands to build and test our application. If you want to add any customized scripts, then we have to add them here. This package-lock.json file will be automatically generated whenever npm modifies either the node modules tree or package.json. This is being generated and controlled by npm itself. Here we have to know the difference between package.json and package-lock.json. In package.json, it will have all the packages and their versions that we are specifying. Whereas in package-lock.json, it will have the details of all the subdependent packages that are required for our packages that we have mentioned in package.json file. So you can find several packages in package-lock.json with their respective versions. All these packages will be installed and can be found in node modules folder. Our application will make use of these packages from this node modules folder. At any point, we shouldn't modify any files inside the node modules. If you want to know more about the npm packages and how it's being handled, please let us know. We will do it a separate video for this. Now let's start to explore these folders. Public folder. This is the root folder which gets served to the browser at the end. This is the icon file that we are getting in the browser tab. Here we have one important file which is the index.html file. This is a normal HTML file. Since we are building single page application, there won't have any other HTML file in our project. We can edit this file for metadata, themes, CSS libraries and so on. But usually we won't write any code logics here. Here you can find a div with id as root, which is a main tag where we are going to mount all the components. At this point, I want you guys to connect with our introduction section where we have seen that in single page application, page will be static and the content alone will change. In same manner, we have this single HTML page here which will be hosted to the browser where the dynamic content will be rendering through this div tag. I will explain you briefly on how the dynamic content is being binding with this tag in our next video. Manifest.json file has been created by Create React App tool to easily manage our metadata of this project. And finally, here's a most important folder where we are going to build our React application. Let's start with index.js file. This is the JavaScript file associated with index.html file. This is the file which is responsible to load our application component into the HTML element with the id as root that we have seen in index.html file. These app files are the main files which is our React app, and we can say that it is the root component of our application. So this is the main component which acts as a container for all other components. Inside this file, we will have our content in JSX format and we will see about JSX in our upcoming videos. Then we have app.css file which will have the stylings related to app.js. Similarly, index.css will have the global styling of our application which is corresponding to index.js file. This is the testing file that we are using for unit testing. We will be covering unit testing later in our sessions. This is just a logo which we are getting in our demo project. Register service worker.js file will be handling the service worker in order to manage the pre-caching of script for efficient dynamic web application. Anyway, we no need to bother about this as it will be handled by itself. That's it guys. I hope you understand our project structure and the files that we are using here. We have just seen the overview of the files. In our next video, we will be getting deeper into each files and I will explain you clearly on each terms and also on how the React application is starting and loading our components dynamically into a single HTML file. Please explore these files yourself in your local machines to get better idea. Please leave your valuable comments and questions. Also share with your friends. If you didn't subscribe to our channel yet, please subscribe to learn more technologies in an easier way. Thank you.